Guys, we got three massive news to talk about in this one video. We got a breaking news update on the Firefly sub-brand. Some shocking news about that. We got police adoption of NIO battery swap. And then number three, we got actually the first Envoy L60 major crash. And we got some footage to share with you guys on that. So it's really worth watching. But first, of course, you guys gotta smash that like button, shock the algorithm. If you want NIO stock to go to the moon, shock that algorithm. So first news on the table, just today, NIO had an event in Hefei where they talked about the Firefly sub-brand, which is NIO's third brand actually. And they're actually launching this late this year at NIO Day. December, all right, mid to late December this year. And it is rumored that this car with battery rental, so BAS, renting the battery, it will be as low as 88,000 RMB. So that's about 12,000 US dollars. So for 12,000 US dollars, you can buy a car that can do battery swap. Absolutely game changer budget pricing. And this car will also share NIO's existing infrastructure in terms of the service centers, and it will also be sold alongside NIO cars inside NIO showrooms, NIO houses, NIO spaces. So actually there won't be extra spending to build different showrooms and stores for the Firefly car. It will, however, require its own swap station because the batteries are a little bit smaller. So they're also going to do that. And those swap stations will also help out with other partner swaps when those other brands, partner brands, are building out those boutique swap stations, boutique cars that can also do swaps. So smaller cars will use the Firefly swap stations. Larger cars will use NIO's and Envoy's swap station. So that's the gist of it. All right. So we'll have to wait for more information. That also means that very soon in Q1 next year, they're going to start deliveries of the Firefly sub-brand car. And that car, combined with Envoy delivery ramp up, that's going to push deliveries to the next level. So very soon, we're going to see NIO's deliveries reaching new all-time highs, and then new all-time highs. So it's going to be just a massive exponential increase in deliveries, maybe up to like 30, 40, 50,000 per month. That's what I'm looking forward to once all three brands start delivering cars. All right. So this is going to be fantastic. So number two, of course, we got police adoption of NIO. Certain police in certain cities have started using NIOs as their police patrol cars. Of course, with battery swap, they're able to get on the road faster. They just swap and go. But the main benefit of this is the lack of battery degradation, all right? The fact that you don't need to worry about battery degradation. And I don't know if you guys know this, but last year during summer in a city here in China, they had electric buses, but then they had to stop operating those electric buses because of battery degradations, and the battery was too expensive to replace. So they had to switch back to gasoline buses, which was just absolutely stupid. All right, and it made the buzz, it made the news. And of course, with battery swap, you don't have to worry about battery degradation. Battery degradation is a problem that's more easily solved through battery swap. And a lot of governments are actually realizing that, like I'm talking about provincial governments, and they're adopting NIO vehicles in order to sort of avoid this kind of battery degradation. And of course, NIO's vehicles, they accelerate really, really fast, about 4 seconds, 0 to 100. So yeah, that would be a perfect police car. You can chase anybody down, and it's pretty much, it's got enough power for all your basic needs. So that's pretty cool to see those police cars. And of course, those police cars also swapping at the NIO swap stations. Pretty darn amazing. And these are big B2B orders, business to business orders. And of course, we're going to see more and more adoption of that. There's actually a couple cities that have NIO vehicles, NIO ES6s, first gen ES6 as taxis. But NIO's vehicles are a little bit more pricey, so definitely expect more Envoy vehicles maybe for taxis or sort of Ubers, and definitely more Firefly vehicles as taxis or Ubers. That will be definitely more plausible. So you're definitely going to see that happen. And then third news, of course, we have a Anvil L60 crash. So what happened? This guy, he just took delivery of his car. He wanted to surprise his wife. He was driving on the highway, and then another dude who was driving quite fast, he was on the wrong lane. He changed into his lane, bumped into him, and then caused his Anvil L60 to flip after hitting the barrier. And of course, that was the cause of this accident. But luckily, he wasn't hurt at all. And the safety of this car is just absolutely amazing. You can tell that all the airbags deployed. The door handles popped up immediately after the crash, and he was able to open the doors normally without any sort of problem. There wasn't like any sort of jamming on the doors or anything. The airbags, very big airbags, and immediately after the crash, he got a call from NIO service. Of course, Anvil cars and also future Firefly cars will also use NIO service. They got a call from NIO's service, and then also his sales rep also called him to make sure everything's okay. They dispatched a worker, a NIO employee, to go help him out to sort out the insurance and everything. Of course, the police was also there, the traffic police, to deal with everything. And you can see from the video, I mean, it was a pretty severe crash, all right? But thanks to the structural rigidity of the car, I mean, this car, at the end of the day, safety is everything, right? Safety is the most important thing. You don't want situations where you get into a car crash, you know, the screen is still there, the fridge is still there, and the AB pillars are gone, and then the passengers are gone. I'm not sure if you know what brand I'm talking about, but, you know, some other brands, that exact kind of incident happened, all right? Yeah, AB pillar gone. The screen's still there, but the passenger's gone, unfortunately. So that's definitely not what you want. But here in this situation with the Anvil 60, safety was definitely their number one priority. And luckily, because the car is really safe, he did not get into like any sort of like severe injury. Yeah, he wasn't bleeding. He was just perfectly fine, and he was able to sort of do it firsthand, witness, document everything that's happened. And he was able to show off basically how strong this car was. And you can see, like, this car encountered several flips, and he said when it was flipping in the air, the airbags deployed. All right, so this is not surprising. Anvil, of course, showed this off during their launch event. When the car gets flipped mid-air, the airbags deploy. So that was pretty nice. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Very, very nice. So guys, the overall gist of it is, all right, all this good news, we can expect deliveries to explode next year. All right, so I'm very, very bullish on NIO stock going forward. I mean, especially in 2025, 2026, these 2 years will be the year for NIO, for NIO's great success going forward. And I expect the stock to appreciate as well, in my personal opinion, because of the deliveries absolutely flying. So this is very good news. This is very good news. All right, as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.